Well, Mark Cancian is a retired US Marine colonel and a senior advisor at Washington Center for Strategic and International Studies. Welcome back to the programme, Mark. So we've seen this fresh wave of missile strikes on Kyiv overnight. Why do you think that Moscow has intensified their campaign?
Well, I think there is two things going on. The Russians have been attacking Ukraine with these waves of missiles since the beginning of the war. That's not unusual. What is unusual is, first, the intensity of the attacks on Kyiv and then the targets. I think they're attacking Kyiv to put pressure on the government before the counteroffensive launches, maybe to weaken their resolve. They're also trying to destroy one of the air defense units, Patriot, for example. It would be quite a triumph for Russia to be able to show the world that the United States and NATO can send all the equipment they want, but the Russians will just destroy it.
And we have somewhat conflicting reports of what actually happened, don't we? Ukraine saying it successfully intercepted all of the missiles from Russia. Russia saying that they actually hit their intended targets. Do we definitively know what happened?
Well, of course, we don't definitively know. From the past, the Ukrainians have been intercepting maybe 80 or 90% of the incoming missiles. The kamikaze drones, the Shahed 136s, are particularly vulnerable. But it may well be that they're able to do better with the systems that are around Kyiv, the Patriot now, and IRIS-T, and NASAMS, that probably has the best, Kyiv probably has the best air defense area in Ukraine. So it's possible that they intercepted all 18. It's important to keep in mind, though, that air defenses can't intercept all attacking missiles all the time. Some are going to get through.
And what about this much talked about spring offensive from Ukraine? Do we think that that is now underway?
It doesn't look like it's underway. The Ukrainians have been conducting some localized counterattacks in the Bakhmut area, but those seem to be limited. They are significant in that the Ukrainians are able to go on the attack at all. But the counteroffensive, when it occurs, is going to be a massive affair. The Ukrainians have put together 8 or 9 armored brigades. They're going to unleash all of those. Zelensky has said that he's waiting for all the equipment and training to take place. So, no, that hasn't occurred yet, although everyone is expecting it shortly.
And Zelensky went to Europe and secured some new promises of military aid from Western allies. Do you think this could mark a turning point?
I wouldn't call it a turning point. But what it does do is it sustains the Ukrainian war effort, and that's critical. Ukrainians, the war effort needs about $10 billion a month for all purposes, humanitarian, economic support, and military support. That means that the Ukrainians have to convince their donors to keep providing that level of support. This tour that Zelensky made was very encouraging in that regard. He was able to get that those commitments that will let the resistance continue, and it also indicates that donor fatigue has not set in yet.
Mark, thank you very much indeed. Good to talk to you again. That's Mark Cancian from Washington Center for Strategic and International Studies.